Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my today's session. And today I'm going to discuss about the living world, especially the kingdoms of living world. Well, that is the most important topic or the introductional topic for biology. Understand? Because the students who wants to learn biology more perfectly, they have to know each and every kingdoms of the living world. Well, so now, actually, I want to tell that once upon a time, all organisms of the world were classified into two groups. These are plants and animals. But now, the living world has been divided into two super kingdoms and grouped five kingdoms under these two super kingdoms. These two are like Super Kingdom 1's Prokaryote and Super Kingdoms 2 Eukaryote. Well, so let's talk about the kingdom. The kingdoms I'm writing, like I'm discussing living kingdom. They are five groups. Like or if I mention the super kingdoms, so on that time I have to write like Super Kingdom 1, Super Kingdom 1, that is Prokaryote. Should be the marker, that is Prokaryote, and two Super Kingdoms 2, Super Kingdom 2, that is Eukaryote. So I do not know, can you see properly or not? Because well, so again, I'm telling the living organism now perfectly has been divided into two super kingdoms that are Super Kingdom 1 and Super Kingdoms 2. And grouped, all living organisms are grouped uh, five kingdoms under these two super kingdoms. They are uh, number one, actually, these five kingdoms are divided under these two super kingdoms. So super kingdom 1, that is actually kingdom 1. Kingdom 1, that is Monera. And other four kingdoms under Eukaryote. That is kingdom 2, kingdom 3, kingdom 4, kingdom 5. So what is kingdom 2? Kingdom 2, if it is Monera, then it is Protista. Protista. Then fungi. Fungi, or fungi. It's up to you to pronounce. Then plantae. And then animalia. So I'm going to review now. The all living world are divided into two super kingdoms, super kingdom 1 and super kingdom 2. Super kingdom 1 is prokaryota and super kingdom 2 is eukaryota. Now, so under these two super kingdoms, there are 5 kingdoms of the living world. These are Monera, kingdom 2 Protista, kingdom 3 Fungi, kingdom 4 Plantae, and kingdom 5 Animalia. So only Monera is under Prokaryota and Super Kingdom 1, and others 5 kingdoms are under Super Kingdom 2, that is Eukaryota. Now I will discuss about every kingdoms of the world. Now let us talk about Monera. So what is this actually? Monera, this is they are mostly unicellular. And you know about unicellular made by one cell and multicellular made by many cells. So organism under Monera, they are unicellular. They do not they do not have any true nucleus, not well organized nucleus. Their nucleus are not well structured. Like we know, the ultrastructure of a nucleus, they have nuclear membrane, nuclear core, nucleus, nucleoplasm, chromatin fiber, everything. But the nucleus of this kingdom has no, this nucleus is not well structured. They have what is the chromatin materials, nuclear materials, but do not have the nuclear membrane or nucleolus. And they, what can I tell? They divide their cells through binary fission. Binary fission means mitosis cell division. Because already we know there are 3 types of cell division: mitosis, mitosis, and meiosis. So mitosis usually known as binary fission. So Monera, they divide their cells through binary fission. And now I can give one example. Example is like bacteria. Bacteria is under Monera kingdom. Like I can draw a bacteria like this plazid. Okay, so this is cell wall and cell membrane, and they have plastid. They are at one single chromosome. Understand? So the example is bacteria. Now let's talk about kingdom 2. I'm rubbing because I need space now, or I can tell no problem. So now let's talk about kingdom 2, that is Protista. They are unicellular or multicellular, colonial or individual or filamentous, and they have well-structured nucleus. This nucleus has nuclear membrane, nucleolus. Well-structured or well-organized nucleus are present in them, and I can tell that they do their production or they do their cell division through mitosis or conjugation. And what can I tell? No embryo is developed in them. These are the features of Protista. Like um, example of Protista amoeba, diatom, paramecium. These are the example of Protista. Now I can tell about fungi. This is under super kingdom Eukaryota, kingdom number 3, fungi. They are mostly terrestrial, saprophytic, parasitic, etc. Uh, Terrestrial, they live or growing on land, and saprophytic. Saprophytic means what can I tell? Saprophytic, I mean, they obtain their food by absorbing dissolved organic materials. They are called actually saprophytic, who can obtain their food by absorbing dissolved organic material. And they are also parasitic, live on other organisms. So this is the fact. And fungi, they do not have the photosynthetic apparatus, I mean chloroplast, they do not have. And they reproduce by what is haploid spores. And also their cell divides through mitotic cell division. And for example, I can tell, and one thing is that their body constructed by one single cell or mycelium. And what mycelium means, somebody sometimes may ask, what is mycelium? So if I draw one fungi that is mucor, so how can I have to draw it? Like I'm showing now. Like example of fungi. Fungi. So like I'm just what it will be like that. Actually, so already I have told that fungi reproduce through haploid spores. Like this is an example of fungi name mucor on fungus. Name is mucor. So this is spore case. Spore case. And inside the spore case, these are called spore. And they are actually, these are mycelium. Mycelium. So fungi, their body are constructed by one single cell, and they reproduce, or they reproduce by their spores. And already I have given the example, neem corn. Well, so now let's talk about planting. Planting is kingdom number 4 under superkingdom Eukaryota. I can tell. Well, so now let's talk about planting. Planting kingdom number 4. So they are especially photosynthetic and eukaryotic. Number 1 characteristics of plant is that they are photosynthetic and they are eukaryotic, and well advanced tissue system are found in them, and they reproduce both sexually and asexually. Different types of way are there in plant reproduction. So in my next class or in my next live, I will discuss about only plant. That already I told, they have well advanced what is the tissue system, transporting system. You know about xylem and phloem and many other. So I will discuss about only plant or plant reproduction in my next class. Well, so what I told already, planting, they are photosynthetic and eukaryotic, and they are mostly terrestrial, but still But also there are many aquatic species under this kingdom, under plenty. Well, so I can take some time for Azan. Well, so welcome to come back again. Well, so now what was I'm telling? I'm just telling now about Kingdom 4, plenty that I told they're photosynthetic and eukaryotic, and they have both sexual and asexual reproduction, and they have a well advanced what is tissue system. For example, I can give I mean advanced tree like jackfruit, etc. And one thing is that we have to know under plenty there are some divisions. So what are the divisions? Let me write. So under plenty there are some division. There are some division. So what are these? Especially for division. Number one, moss. Then two, fern. Then four, what is gymnosperm? Then four, angiosperm. Then angiosperm. It's not space, but yeah, I can write angiosperm. Angiosperm. Well, so will you remember? So under plenty, there are four division. Division number one, moss, then fern, then gymnosperms, and then angiosperms. So what is moss? Moss actually, colorless. What not colorless? Flowerless. Small plant. Okay, especially they grow in damp habitats. And fern, they are also flowerless, but they reproduce by spores, and they have a vascular system or transporting system to absorb their nutrients. And gymnosperms actually they, what can I tell? Gymnosperm, they have open seed to the air. I mean, their seeds are not contained. They are not contained in ovary or fruit. Their seeds are open to the air. And angiosperms, They have flower, fruits, and their seeds are enclosed within the fruit. These are the things. Well, so is it clear? Plenty. Now let's talk about Animalia, large kingdom. So Animalia actually, okay, let us finish at first, then I will go to the next. That Animalia, Kingdom 5, they all are eukaryotic and they are multicellular. I mean, made by one cell. So Animalia, they are eukaryotic organism and they are multicellular. And their cells do not possess non-living material, that means cell wall, and they do not have plastic, they do not have vacuole, and because of having no plastic, they are called heterotrophs. This kingdom, heterotrophs, that means they are dependent on other organism. That is the fact. And so if we we are in this kingdom, Animalia. And actually, Animalia is a large kingdom, and there are some what is to classify. So to classify this animal or Animalia, animal kingdom. I mean, Animalia, the scientist or the biologist. Has been invented. I mean, there are some units or ranks in the classification. They are called taxa. Okay, they are called taxa or taxa. So we can discuss. I can talk something about this kingdom. So at first, go to the previous lesson. So what I told, the all living kingdom, they are under two super kingdom, prokaryota and eukaryota. So under these two super kingdom, there are five kingdoms. Number one, Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So among five, the Monera kingdom is under Prokaryota super kingdom, and other four kingdoms, I mean Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia, under super kingdom two, Prokaryota, Eukaryota. Understand? So now already I told about that, like Monera, like bacteria under Monera, and amoeba under Protista, Penicillium under fungi, Penicillium, yeast, or many other things, and plenty. All advanced plants are under this kingdom and Animalia. Okay, so now let's discuss something about animal kingdom. Okay, now okay, now let's talk about animal kingdom. The name of animal kingdom is Animalia. It is king of five. So under Animalia, there are, I need more space. Well, so it's very difficult to remember. So actually, I'm writing to remember. So animal kingdom, it is called Animalia. Under Animalia, there are. Oh, before that, I have to tell one thing. Otherwise, you will not understand what is phylum. That already I told. To classify the organism, there are some what is units or ranks. So these units are called taxa. So what are these? There are at least 7 specialty taxa. They are called phylum. At first, it will be started kingdom. So it will be nice if I write from here kingdom, kingdom, then phylum, then class, then family, then order, then genus, then species. These are the units of classification. I mean taxonomy. Understand? Each are called taxa. Okay, or taxon. So kingdom. Sometimes we write kingdom, or we can write kingdom, super kingdoms, phylum. Sometimes we write under phylum. There are subphylum. Okay, it is needed sometimes. So these are the units. So actually, if we want to classify any animal, any organism, so we have to put them, we have to group them. Okay, we have to put them in this taxon. So automatically it will be find out in which kingdom or phylum or subphylum the organism or the animals are. Okay, so these are the kingdom. So animal kingdom, they have kingdom. What is animal? Animalia. Phylum. How many phylum they are? Animal kingdom, they have 9 phylum. Number 1, Porifera. 2, phylum 2. I'm not writing as my board is, I'm short, no space enough. So actually, after what is, though I'm what is interested or optimistic, but I cannot write because there's no enough space. That's why actually. So this is here the phylum I can write here. Phylum, Porifera, then what can Porifera, then Cnidaria. I have to write phylum 1 Porifera, phylum 2 Cnidaria, and then Platyhelminthes. I have to write largely because you cannot understand maybe. How can I tell there's no audience? No problem. La, T, head, mean. Yes, actually these, their pronunciation is different. Okay, pronunciation, somebody tell in this way or somebody tell that way, no problem. You have to know or others be careful in spelling mistakes. So, Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, then Nematoda. Nematoda, or sometimes, or it is known also, Nemathelminthes. Nemathelminthes. And then Annelida. Annelida. Then Arthropoda. Arthropoda. Then Echinodermata. Then Chordata. See, I'm telling Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda or Nemathelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, and Chordata. Well, so see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I missed one maybe. Porifera, Cnidaria. Numbering mistake or not? Numbering mistake maybe. Oh, yes, that's why I'm not just getting the number. You said there is another. Listen. 7, 8, 9. 7 is not here, mollusca. Mollusca. Chordata. So listen, I am showing again number 1 Porifera, phylum 2 Naruria, phylum 3 Platyhelminthes, phylum 4 Nematoda, phylum 5 Annelida, phylum 6 Arthropoda, phylum 7 Mollusca, 8 Echinodermata, and 9 Chordata. So among 9, what is very important to know this? Among 9, this about first 8 are, they do not have notochord, backbone, button, and chordata, they have notochord, the backbone that we have. Okay, so now the thing is that under chordata there are chordata. What is chordata? This is the what is the last phylum of animal kingdom, Animalia. Chordata. This is phylum actually, phylum chordata. Now, under this chordata, there are three subphylum. Three subphylum. Must remember, these all are phylum. Animal kingdom, Animalia has 9 phylum. 9 phylum. So 8, they do not have notochord, and 9, it is totally different. They have notochord. They have their backbone. So this phylum chordata has 3 subphylum. 3 subphylum. What are these? Urochordata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. Urochordata. Urochordata. 2 Cephalochordata. 3 Vertebrata. 3 Vertebrata. Understand? Now, we have many things still to learn. So, how many phyla? 9. And the last phylum, Chordata. Chordata has 3 subphylums: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Now, under Vertebrata, under this subphylum, there are 7 classes. So, though it seems too difficult actually, but very interesting to learn if you pay the attention, so you can learn it very easily. Actually, this is the gist of learning. We have to know very details. We have to know the deep. We have to go to the deep of the knowledge. Understand? We just know the human being. What is the scientific name of human being is Homo sapiens, only this and that, but we do not know actually what is the classes, phylum, subphylum, kingdom, super kingdom, everything we have to know very well. Okay. So now vertebrata. So that's why I have to write. Oh, I can write these things. I can write. Okay. What was I telling? Chordata? Chordata. They have 3 subphylum and vertebrata. 1, 2, 3 is vertebrata. Okay, so these vertebrata has 7 classes. What are these? Let us try to write. Number 1, Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata. Number 2, Chondrichthyes. Number 3, Osteichthyes. Number 4, Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes. We cannot give it. Then 5, 6, 7. Then he comes C, Mammalia, apes, reptilia. So it will be amphibia. Amphibia. These are the classes. I'm feeling very hot actually. Well, so what are the classes? There are 7 classes: Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, Amphibia, Reptilia, apes, and Mammalia. These are the classes. Now, if you ask me, in which class we are? We are Mammalia, that human being who give birth to their child. They are Mammalia. Okay. Now, so as I told or I discussed about 9 phyla, so I may give one example of each phylum. Porifera, actually. What is the example of Porifera? Spongilla. They have numerous spores. They do not have any compact tissue. Spongilla is the example. Cnidaria. What is the example of Cnidaria? Is Hydra. Then, Platyhelminthes. Example, tapeworm. Then, Nematoda. Example, Nematoda or Nemathelminthes. I'm running for writing this example. Example, roundworm. Annelida. Example, earthworm. Arthropoda. Arthropoda actually is the largest phylum of the world. So, Arthropoda, all insects are under in this phylum. Like, so we can give the example cockroach or butterfly. Okay, the Echinodermata, they all are marine. Example, starfish. They have dermal skin. Chordata, that I told, chordata, if I give the example chordata, so I have to go to the subphylum Specialinvertebrata. Chordata, 3 subphylum. So the subphylum 3 vertebrata has 7 classes. So what are the example of these? Cyclostomata. So example actually, uh, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, Amphibia. I'm just coming from hard to easy one. Amphibia like frog, Reptilia, who can, who can move on their uh, chest like snake, lizard, crocodile. Okay, these are okay. So yes, I did not give this one. Cyclostomata example, Petromyzon. Petromyzon. Hungry things like hammerfish, Osteichthyes like hilsa fish that we eat actually, hilsa, amphibian frog, reptilia snake, apes, that means all birds are under apes. I can give magpie. And mammalia I wrote at first, that human, Royal Bengal tiger, Royal Bengal tiger, and so on. So actually, this is about today's kingdom that I told. So I will go review now, and What I told at first, I have told there are two super kingdoms in living world. These are super kingdom 1 and super kingdom 2. And super kingdom 1, prokaryota, and super kingdom 2, eukaryota. And there are five kingdoms under these two super kingdoms. These are Monera, Protista, and fungi, plenty, animalia. Then I talked about animalia also. In animal kingdom, there are some taxonomic rank units. They are kingdom, phylum, class, order, and family, order, genus, and species. Well, and if I talk about animal kingdom, there are nine phylum in animal kingdom. So these are what is Porifera, Nigeria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and last one Chordata. And under Chordata, there are three subphylum: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Patribata. Oh, I did not give the example of Urochordata. Urochordata, Acidia, and Cephalochordata, Branchiostomata, and what the last one is Patribata. And Patribata, there are seven classes. Number one, Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, amphibian, Reptilia, apes, Mammalia. Okay, so these are all about. So if I get time, or if I can join next, or in my another class, I will discuss each of the phylum, the details of each phylum. Like I just wrote the name of this nine phylum, but you do not know what are the characteristics, habitat of this phylum. Okay, we have to know about each phylum. So next time I will try to discuss on my level best how much I can. So thank you today, and all the best and take care. Bye.